This shocking movie starts with introducing us to the young protagonist Vesper, who lives in a dystopian world sharply divided between the privileged elites and the struggling masses. The elite reside in secure enclosed cities known as citadels, while the rest of humanity faces the challenge of survival in harsh conditions in this world. The key to sustenance is unique seeds provided by the citadels. These seeds are genetically coded to yield just a single harvest, ensuring a constant dependency on the citadels for more. Vesper, amidst her struggle for survival in this harsh environment, shares her existence with her paralyzed father Darius, a former army serviceman. Ingeniously, Darius's consciousness has been transferred into a drone, enabling him to accompany and communicate with his daughter. As she navigates their dangerous world, Vesper is not only resourceful and brave, venturing out daily to forage, but she also possesses a keen understanding of biology and biohacking. However, their lives take a dramatic turn when Vesper returns home one afternoon to discover they've been robbed. The generator powering their home, including the critical machine sustaining Darius, has been sabotaged. Faced with no other choice to save her father, Vesper sets out to seek help from a neighboring farm. Upon arrival at the farm, Vesper encounters a troubling scene. The farm faces its own challenges with a jug, a genetically engineered human designed for labor, but devoid of intelligence. The jug has been injured, rendering it useless, and Jonas, the farm's leader and Darius's brother, instructs a young boy to kill it. After witnessing this unsettling event, Vesper approaches Jonas with a request for bacteria to restore their generator. In exchange, she offers a blood donation, a valuable commodity used by Jonas to trade for seeds from the citadels. Jonas expresses a desire for her to join their community, offering to care for her father as well. Vesper, however, is deeply unsettled by Jonas's intentions. She suspects that Jonas wants to use her as a breeder, a role she strongly rejects. After completing her blood donation, Vesper faces a dire situation. When Jonas refuses to immediately provide the bacteria she needs in exchange, he explains that he must first sell the blood, a process that will take several days' time. Her father Darius does not have. In desperation and anger, Vesper attempts to reclaim her blood, only to be caught and forcibly expelled from the farm by Jonas. Undeterred, Vesper returns to the farm, exploiting a secret entry point known only to her. Vesper stealthily enters Jonas's lab and retrieves the bacteria she has owed. While there, she also manages to take some seeds acquired from the citadel. As Vesper heads home, she promptly repairs the generator and begins experimenting with the stolen seeds, hoping to unlock their fertility. In the forest, Vesper stumbles upon Chamilia, a woman from the citadel lying unconscious yet alive, with plants feeding off of her. Vesper acts quickly, clearing the plants and bringing Chamilia back to their home, where she treats her wounds. Chamilia then reveals that she was in the crashed glider Vesper had seen, and is now desperately searching for her father, who is with her. Although not fully recovered, Chamilia promises a reward for their help. Vesper agrees to assist in the search despite Darius's objections. The following morning, Vesper sets out on her mission and soon locates the crashed glider, finding Chamilia's father Eli inside. However, she's not alone in this discovery. Jonas and a group of survivalists also converge on the crash site. Jonas, cold and indifferent to Elias's pleas, decides to end his life simply because he is from the citadel. When Vesper attempts to intervene, Jonas dismissively shoves her aside. He also uncovers a woman's scarf in the glider, deducing that another passenger, Chamilia, needs to be found back home. Darius suggests informing the citadel of the situation before Chamilia takes any drastic action, or Jonas finds her. However, the only way to communicate with the citadel is through a transceiver located at Jonas's house. Vesper reluctantly agrees to the plan, lying to Chamilia that her search was fruitless, but promising to continue the next day. After a while, Chamilia earns Vesper trust. Vesper then decides to reveal her secret greenhouse. This greenhouse is a testament to Vesper's ingenuity, housing a variety of bioengineered plants, each with unique abilities and characteristics. Vesper takes pride in her creations, but still hopes to develop a plant capable of producing edible seeds. While Vesper tends to her plants, Darius quietly confides in Chamilia He admits he knows they can never gain access to his citadel, but implores her to be kind as Vesper dream of reaching the citadel means everything to her later. Vesper questions why they are excluded from the citadel, to which Chamelia explains the leadership's fear of resource scarcity. Vesper suggests they could take on the worst jobs, but Chamelia points out the citadel's preference for control. Unlike humans, the genetically engineered laborers or jugs don't resist that evening. They share a musical moment with Vesper singing while Chamelia plays her mother's old instrument. The next day, Vesper once again sneaks into Jonas's house to use the transceiver. This time, however, Jonas spots Darius's drone and seizes it. While pretending to repair the drone, Jonas confronts Vesper about the missing seeds and the unidentified passenger, expressing his hatred for liars, especially within his own family. Vesper, refusing to admit anything, snatches the drone and flees only to find it can't fly and crashes in her attempt to recover the drone. Vesper stumbles upon a grim sight, the body of Jonas's assistant, who helped here before, left to die under a tree. Before she can process whether he was killed for aiding her, Jonas's followers apprehend her. They forcefully marker her hand with a seal symbolizing her as Jonas's property. Distraught and overwhelmed, Vesper returns home, where Chamelia immediately offers comfort. Guilt-ridden by her own deceit, Vesper breaks down and confesses to Chamelia that Elias is dead. In a moment of stark revelation, Vesper decides to show Chamelia the truth by taking her to see her father Elias's body, now tragically floating in the river. The sight overwhelms Chamelia, leading to an intense emotional breakdown. She clings desperately to her father in grief, forcing Vesper to intervene and pull her from the river. During this intense moment, Vesper notices an unusual scar on Chamelia's back that reacts peculiarly to her touch. This discovery leads to a shocking truth: Chamelia is not a human but a highly advanced jug, a creation of Elias, who was expelled from the citadel for creating an intelligent slave. Chamelia confesses her deception. She had been on the run and never had the capability to get Vesper and Darius into the citadel. Angered by this betrayal, Vesper confronts Chamelia physically before they return home. Once there, Vesper coldly tells Chamelia to leave after she cleans up. Meanwhile, Vesper repairs the drone and shares the day's events with Darius. Darius, understanding the complex. Meanwhile, Vesper and Chamelia take painstaking efforts to make Darius's home appear abandoned. They cover everything up and take the valuable unlocked seeds with them as they hide in the forest. Unbeknownst to Vesper, her father's actual plan is to sacrifice himself by self-destructing the drone, hoping to take the soldiers down with him from their hiding spot in the forest. Vesper witnesses the explosion and, driven by desperation, tries to rush back to aid her father. Chamelia, recognizing the danger of this action, stops her, reminding her that it's too late to do anything for Darius. Their situation worsens when two soldiers, having survived the explosion, start pursuing them. Vesper leads Chamelia through a swamp, aware that it is filled with dangerous plants that could potentially eliminate their pursuers. Their tactic proves effective, as the first soldier falls victim to one of these lethal plants. The second soldier, however, learns from his comrade's fate and cautiously avoids the same trap. Vesper and Chamelia, in an attempt to remain undetected, crawl on their knees and hide behind bushes. Unfortunately, another plant betrays their position, with a noise alerting the soldier to their location. Facing imminent danger, Vesper and Chamelia decide to take the offensive. They attack the soldier, seize his weapon, and manage to force him into the deadly plant's trapping zone, resulting in his death. The sound of approaching gliders signals more danger. Realizing that the citadel will never cease their pursuit as long as she is with Vesper, Chamelia makes a difficult decision. She understands that Vesper and the precious seeds will always be in danger as long as she remains. Despite Vesper protests, Chamelia gently puts her to sleep and conceals her under fallen leaves before surrendering to the soldiers. The next morning, Vesper awakens to find her home reduced to ashes. She plants some of the unlocked seeds in the remnants of her old garden, a symbol of hope and renewal. In the aftermath, she encounters a group of children who survived the attack on Jonas's farm. Together, they decide to follow the mysterious people that wander around, seeking to uncover their destination. Their journey leads them to a towering structure constructed by these people, driven by a sense of purpose. Vesper climbs to the top of the tower. There, She releases the seeds from her hand, allowing the wind to carry them to various corners of the land. This symbolic act represents her hope that the seeds will grow and multiply, providing sustenance for all. The movie concludes on this note, leaving a lasting impression of resilience and the enduring power of hope.